Hi there, it's Eugene Ebner. I was just interviewed by Keith Andrew on his show. I was extremely inspired by this interview, loved his questions, and would highly recommend being a guest on his show. And I cannot wait to celebrate with him soon and celebrate the fact that he has been interviewing for 6 years. Congrats, Keith. Keep the good work up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 579. You're watching the one and only KeithAndrewNetWork. Today on our show, we have a good friend, Eugene Ebner. I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Of course. Hi, Keith. It's a pleasure to be on your show and to be your friend and to get to know more about you. So thank you.
No, the honor's all mine. For people who want to know what my talk show is about, whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. It's to prove to them and to amount to something. Don't mind me, I'm just distracted by the stupid button. I need a better wardrobe, but whatever. With that being
Look
said,
great.
half hour, 34 minutes every time. Say anything you want, talk about anything you want. Freedom of speech, self-expression. And first thing, for viewers who want to know, you're a owner, interviewer, and recording artist.
Yes, that's correct. First of all, I just want to say something about what you mentioned earlier about being an example and showing people that labels are not, labels do not reflect who we truly are. And I really am inspired by you and the fact that you are encouraging other people with possible disabilities. I think labels can relate to anyone. I don't personally have a disability in the sense of clinically been, said that I have one, but I have dealt with that much in my life of being openly gay and being a sensitive human being. And so I've had labels put upon me and I've had people treat me poorly because of being different in their eyes. So I really applaud you for this show and for what you're doing.
Well, first off, I have absolutely no problem, with what you just said, you're gay. I have no problem with that. It's your life. You do what you want. You live how you want. This is how I see it. And I don't mean to go on a big tangent, but I just want to say it real fast. It doesn't put a roof over my head. Doesn't put food in my mouth. It's not getting me a job. We're in the same category of being labeled. You may be gay, but I'm retarded. Well, I have a disability. But those are just labels that ignorant smucks give to you, but it doesn't have to drive home the point of saying, well, I have a label, I might as well follow the status quo of saying, this is how it's going to dictate the rest of my life.
I agree, and I think it's something that people put too much of an emphasis on putting, like you said, the label of, instead of looking at as a human being of who we are inside, the energy of who we are, the goodness of who we are, they put us in a box, whatever that might be, and say, okay, that person's different because, and therefore I will prejudge them rather than getting to know them. And I think, like you mentioned, Keith, it's really just about being a good person and being able to show up in the world and love ourselves and love the people around us without judgment. But of course, that's easier said than done, right?
I give you a perfect example. A lot of people think I'm not gay, but a lot of people think I am because I don't like having a unibrow. So I'm always trimming between my eyes, and unfortunately, I keep messing it up. And the people's like, guys don't trim between their eyebrows. Guys don't shave their arms. Are you trying to tell us something? And, that's live your own freaking life And it's whatever people express themselves. It's like, since when is it a ass kissing contest? It's saying, oh, you have to bend over backwards for this person because they're. And I'm saying, obviously, I am very sensitive, but I am working on myself. I don't pussyfoot around. If something, I have no filter. I do apologize. If
Oh, no,
something,
no, that's fine.
if something pops into my head, I have. My dad says I have diarrhea of the mouth. I'm just going to say it, and then after the fact, I'm like, huh, maybe I shouldn't have said it. Whatever, whatever. But I like to be a free spirit. I like to look professional. I like to feel comfortable in my own skin. I just like to express myself the way I am, and that has no impact on people around you.
I agree. And you know what, saying about expressing how you feel, I think that's very valuable and important. And I think many people hold back because they're afraid of what people are going to think. Of course, there's a level of being able to be respectful when we say things, but you're voicing how you feel and you're standing up for yourself or for other people that might be judged or looked down upon. And I think that, in my opinion, every single one of us on this planet has a purpose, and that's why we're here. Sometimes we don't necessarily know what it is, but that's, I think, the journey of figuring it out. And I can't necessarily relate to what you're going through in your life because I'm me and you're you, but we all have our story. We all have things that affect us. And I think what you're doing is great, and what I intend to always do through my work, through my voice, through my projects, through my interviewing, is to bring awareness and educate people and open their minds, but also to inspire them to realize that it's a choice that we make. We can work on ourselves, and we can be proud of ourselves as we heal, possibly. When I say healing, I mean, I'm not saying for you that you have to heal, because if you don't mind me asking, what is your disability?
I'm pretty much like you, only I wish I had a quarter for every time someone's asked me about.
Well, I'm just curious because I just
No,
want to know.
that's fine. I get it a lot. I'm pretty much like you, only I learn at a slower pace, and I'm on the spectrum of being retarded. I read and learn at a fifth grade level. I can't. A lot of people say I can't hold a conversation. I'm socially awkward. I have ADD, ADHD, little OCD. I have diarrhea in the mouth. I don't shut up. Um, just among all those other things but the main ones is that I'm on the spectrum being retarded, and I read and learn at a fifth grade level, and because of that, I was classified as being mentally challenged.
Well, it sounds like to me that you're really uniquely special and amazing. That's what it sounds like to me. I think people who wants to. Well, okay, let me say this, because I need to make sure that I'm respectful when I talk here, because everybody has their own feelings around things.
You can say anything you want. It's freedom of speech.
Okay. I don't feel that being normal, whatever society thinks is normal, is necessarily that great anyway. I think most people that try to be normal and fit into a box are doing that because they're afraid of truly being themselves, because they want to feel accepted and loved. So they think they need to hide parts of who they are to be accepted. But when it comes down to it, if you're hiding, you're afraid, and then therefore you don't have a lot of joy or happiness in your life, because you're always trying to prove that you're something other than you really are, possibly. So Keith, you're saying, here I am, world, this is who I am, I have a talk show, I'm an amazing person, and I'm going to be myself, my true self, and that's what I think is so cool.
No, I agree. And first question I was going to ask you is, are you based in New York?
I am in the New York City area. So my husband and I live in Weehawken, New Jersey, across the Hudson River, but it's like 2.5 miles from Times Square through the Lincoln Tunnel. So it's really close to New York.
And then the other thing I do want to plug real fast, and I'm going to ask you about your talk show, is this June 15th. It's my 6th annual anniversary. I'm planning on having a little celebration at the Woolworth Community Center, if I get enough people, that is. And one reason I wanted you on the show is because I wanted to extend my hand in friendship. Also, I wanted to show you firsthand how I do my show. And I want you to be at my event, and I want you to be one of my roasters.
Oh, cool. No, quick question though. I guess we could talk about it now publicly, but what time is your event?
It's June 15th, 2 to 5.
2 to 5, June 15th?
Yeah, that's a Saturday.
Okay. That should work. We can talk more about it. We're, which if you don't mind me talking about, you said we could talk about anything. We're producing a play on Theater Row at 9th and 42nd Street, and it's May 29th through June 16th. I'm not in the play, but I'm one of the producers. So I think that should work. So we can definitely discuss that.
No, absolutely.
That's really great. Congratulations.
I hope all your fans, my fans, get to be there.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah, so a little bit about my interviewing. I've been interviewing on and off since 2007. I've had more than one internet podcast radio show, and I've also had a webcast similar to yours. Now I've been interviewing Broadway and cabaret performers in New York City on Broadway World TV. So I'm really actually working on uniting the Broadway and cabaret community, because a lot of times the Broadway community gets all of the press where the cabaret community doesn't as much, because there's not as much money in the cabaret world as there is on Broadway. And so I'm working on a talk show where I can bring more awareness and bring more people to know of the art of cabaret. And within that, I like to share inspiring stories. It's not just about what they're doing as a performer. It's to share challenges that they've gone through, stories of inspiration. Because as we mentioned earlier, everyone has a story and we all go through things, because life is not just a big party. It can be. We can live in joy. We can choose to live in joy. But I also think that we have challenges to help us grow, in my opinion. And so it's a constant learning opportunity and a journey, I think.
No, absolutely. And if it's a possibility, I would love to be a guest on your show.
I would love to have you. What I'd love to do is, since it's going to be you said 6-year anniversary, right?
Yes.
I'd love to interview you in June around that in person, and then put it up on all of my websites and social media so people know about your event and they know about your anniversary as having a show, and really kind of do something like that.
Yeah, that would be great. And what do you do it in person or this?
Yeah, I can do either, but I really think it would be nice to interview you in person.
No, I would love that. I've been trying to get myself out there more.
Yeah, that would be great. So, what other questions do you have for me?
The next question I was going to ask you is, how did you create your own company?
Okay, well, in 2014, it's kind of a long story, but that's what we're here for. In 2014, I created a company called Ebner Tours and Events, because at the time I was leading vacation tours across the national parks of the West. And I formed my own company. So I was doing music projects at the same time, but I was also creating like one-day tours, travel tours, light tours, things like that. And within that, event planning. From there, the next year, we formed Ebner Page Productions, which is an umbrella of the main company. And this is where we produce cabaret shows for charity, cabarets for a cause. So we have raised close to $60,000 since 2015 for different foundations and nonprofits, such as Random Acts of Kindness, the Actors Fund, Broadway Cares, Challenge Denver. See, we've worked in Denver and here, so we've gone back and forth, because a lot of my family, my stepdaughter and stepson, they live in Denver, and a lot of our friends and family. So we put on a large concert event there and had Annalee Ashford from Broadway and Beth Malone and all these different performers come and give of their time to make a difference. So then now we're leading into this new work, this play called In the Closet, which actually is an uplifting story about self-acceptance. And it's not necessarily, when we say in the closet, about someone being gay in the closet. It's about going into the closet in life when we don't feel safe. So running back into the safe spot of when we feel that we're going through a hard time, when we feel judged. So actually, this play is for anyone, whether you're gay, straight, transgender, whatever you relate as, identify as, or gender fluid. So that's how it all came about. And then the interviewing has always been part of that. And then I also perform. I'm working on my own cabaret show called My Life Being a Twirl, or I Enjoy Being a Twirl. We've been going back and forth. I have this thing where I do twirling through life, and I do these little fun, joyful videos. And so we've been working on the title, but it's an hour-long show about my journey of abuse as a child. I was abused as a child, my being able to work through being a victim of it, and then coming out as, like I said, a gay man, going through the struggle of that because I was raised in a very strict Christian home. So I had a lot of judgment and a lot of negativity around that. And my mother died when I was younger, so I went through that. So, just all of that. So this whole show is kind of my story about my journey of finding joy again and finding inspiration in my own life and being able to be a happy person in maybe a world of chaos. So,
well, if you're okay with that, I like to make a joke.
Sure.
You ever see Family Guy?
Yes.
There's a line in Family Guy where the woman says to the two announcers, I can't remember his name, but it's like, you're so deep in the closet that you're finding Christmas presents.
I like that. It's so true, though. Not only I don't know if I can say I remember seeing that on the show, but I have watched the show. But you know what? I laugh about that because my mother used to. She was kind of she loved Christmas, and she would buy, a lot of presents for us because she loved to do that. And I remember she would hide it, in the closet. And one Christmas, she decided that she wanted to do something interesting. So instead of having like presents we opened, we literally went into her walk-in closet and she said, okay, here's how much you get to shop. And she had all these things that she bought. We got to pick out what we wanted. So when you brought that up, it was like I thought of that as well. That's cool. Is that one of your favorite shows?
It is. I like Archie Bunker.
Oh yeah, do you think his wife is funny with that high? She goes, what does she say? Archie!
Well, one of the lines, this woman occasionally comes into Walmart where I work, and it's funny because she sounds just like Edith.
Does she?
And one of the lines that stands out, Archie, I suck at impressions. It's like,
That's
Archie,
okay.
I thought the government was supposed to help people like us. Even if the government doesn't give a shit about you.
I think that's still true to this day. There, see, now I've got I don't hold back too much either, so.
What's the other one? Homer was talking to like the IRS or something. It says, how about I just lay down in the street and die? Is that okay? And the government people are like, yes, that will be doable.
Right. Gosh. See, it sounds like you like to laugh and you like to tell jokes and you see, that's the thing is we all have, we might have something that we're challenged with. Let's say, okay, we might have a little bit of a challenge in a part of our brain or something with one thing, but then we excel in something else.
Right.
I have a cousin who was born with sensory overload, and as a child he would have to be brushed to calm down, and it was borderline autism, and he had a lot of challenge with that, but he excels, and he's like one of the best dancers I've ever seen, and he's so kind and loving. And a lot of people, like I see with you, Keith, too, you are a loving person and you love to connect with people, and you're funny and you're creative and you're talented, and I love all the stuff that you have behind you right there on your bed. Are those some of your favorite things?
Well, it's kind of funny, but I can show you. My brother made fun of me because of this. You don't buy yourself trophies. So the title of the book, eventually either he's got to do it or I will, is Trophy for Me.
Aw.
Because when I first started my talk show, I wanted to reward myself by something. I could have easily gotten, trophy one for season one, something for season two. So I came up with this. This was originally a belt. Unfortunately, you can even see it in some parts where the plastic's starting to peel up. And I asked Crown, would that be a problem? Oh no, we put some heavy duty stuff on there. It sudden peels, or this freaking thing starts peeling here. You can see it right here.
Yeah.
And it starts peeling. So I came up with the bright idea of using Gorilla Glue, because they said, Gorilla Glue is one of the strongest glues you can get. Unfortunately, it scuffed the crap out of it. So instead of having a belt, I now use it as a centerpiece. However, because I messed that up, I went out, and anyone can get a belt like this. As I would recommend Undisputed Championships. It's on Facebook. It's called Undisputed. So I created my own KeithAndrewNetWork Championship.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, that's so cool. I also like the belt you have on right now. I noticed it.
Oh, this one already on the plate.
Well, I love both, but I like the one you're wearing.
Oh, the ones. Yeah, it's starting to fall apart, to be honest with you.
It's cool, though.
It's meant for show, not for everyday use.
I like what you did, though. I think it's great. See, that's important, I think, to celebrate what we do and who we are, and to share our joy. I keep talking about joy because that's really important to me. I also love the word magical, magic, joy, and that can be whatever people think it is. Some people say, well, I don't believe in magic, and it's like, well, magic can be something. If you see a beautiful flower, or see, I happen to fall. I love fall time. I love when the leaves change. And I think when you see beautiful trees in color, I say that's magical, and that brings me joy. So we all have things that make us happy. I also love Wonder Woman. I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan. And so I love things like that. I don't know if you've ever heard of the singer Diana Ross, but I love her from Motown. So there's some certain things that, just makes me happy. So these are the kinds of things on your bed there that I think bring you joy, and it's also celebrating who you are and your accomplishments and what you like. And I think that's really important. And I think it's the simple, small things in life. When we have all this stuff going on in our world, those simple things, if we can focus on that and the things that make us happy and share that with others, then I think we're doing our part. We're helping it be a better place.
No, absolutely. And he thinks I'm an ass kisser, but I use my brother for an inspiration. I watch what he does, and I try to copy it. It's not perfect, but I do use him for an inspiration.
Yeah, when's your birthday, by the way?
Oh, January 24th.
Oh, so are you Aquarius?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. I'm a Libra, so that's an air sign. I also like astrology. Some people... we all but I love it. I find it very interesting. So I keep catching myself. You're helping me. See, because we can edit what we say. I noticed that I was saying not everybody's into that. Well, it doesn't matter if everybody's into it because I like it.
It's funny.
See, you're helping me, Keith.
It's funny because when we're talking about the bell, I actually did a post today. I had the old... You remember WCW, right?
I do.
I always wanted, it's in the post, I hope you can follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll definitely find you.
I have a picture of a WCW belt, just the big gold one. And I thought, because I always wanted something from WCW, I always had a WWF belt. And I had it from 07 and 010, and I finally got rid of it because, one, it's plain. 2, it was heavy as hell. And 3, this was taking out space. And I mentioned in the comment that I'm going to take a quick commercial break, is I didn't deserve it. It's like, why should I walk around with a replica belt when I didn't deserve it? So I got rid of it, and I came up with that. Unfortunately, that started to fall apart, and I wanted to take it to Comic-Cons and meet and greets, and I'm like, well, maybe there's something better. So I went to Undisputed, and I got that belt. These two mean a lot to me because I deserved it for almost 6 years, 24/7, every single day of my life, networking, looking for people. These mean a lot to me because I deserved it.
You
Having
do.
a wrestling belt from WCW or WWE, that doesn't mean a damn thing to me because I didn't earn it and I don't deserve it. These mean more to me.
It makes a lot of sense, and I understand what you're saying because it's, like you said, you earned it and you worked hard, and you're proud. It shows you that you're proud of yourself. You're proud of your work. You're proud of everything that you've done as a talk show host. And like you said, putting yourself out there, it takes courage to do that. When you network and you reach out to people, you have to be extremely courageous because you never know how people are going to respond, right? Or react. And that's another thing that I applaud you for, because you have the courage to say, hey, here's who I am, here's what I'm doing, come join me. And I think that's really cool.
Now, I was going to take a commercial break, but looking at the time, let's just keep it going. It's a great episode. So before I pass the show over to you, the last hard-hitting subject I want to ask you about, actually last two if I may.
Of course.
The first one is social media. Everything you accomplish in your life that Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all those influence you get in acting roles or media exposure. And if you don't mind me for asking, here's a personal one for you. For being, I'm trying to find the words for it, but no disrespect, being a gay influencer, I guess, media spokesperson, did that hinder your career or did that help?
First of all, excellent questions. To the first one, social media actually has helped me a lot personally and professionally, and I'll tell you why. I've always intended to use it as a platform to encourage, to inspire, and to share and express. I do not use it as a place to complain or vent. Not that, whatever people want to do, but for me, I don't want to put negativity out there. Now, I have gone on and said a little bit about President Trump and here and there, and a little bit about when I think that something is not right, when I disagree with something, but it's more to speak my truth and turn it around still in an inspiring way. But to your question, it's helped me a lot because my career hasn't been a traditional route, if that makes sense. I didn't just come to New York in my 20s, audition, get on Broadway, get a manager, get an agent, or even with my interviewing. I wasn't hired on to a nationally syndicated talk show yet. See, I keep putting out there that when I believe in timing, I believe things happen when they're meant to. And so for me, all the interviewing that I've done, all the charity concerts we've put on, the projects for our production company, for my singing, social media is a way that I've been able to connect, market, make further connections, reach out to people. And I've been able to have jobs offered to me because of social media, but it's how I use it. And I also feel that it's a way to, like I keep mentioning, it's a way to unite people together and to also hopefully encourage people to realize that if they're down in their life, if they're having a hard time, they're not alone. I have a group on Facebook called Inspire You, and it's got about 330 people in the group. I'm always open to more. It's an open public group, but I encourage people to focus on positivity and gratitude and to post either sayings that they come up with or images that they find on the internet, and I try to post every day at least one thing of inspiration. And if I'm having a down day, I usually try to, again, find something that helps me feel better, and then I share that. So it's not that I'm always happy. That's not the case. I mean, none of us are always happy. I have my days too. I have my days where I get exhausted. I have my days where I feel discouraged, partially because I'm a very open, honest, positive person. And like I said, also sensitive. I'm highly sensitive. So I just don't understand when people are mean. I don't understand when people act against, why we fight against each other. I don't understand why there's people suffering. So I get very, I take it very personal. And those are the days that I have to go and spend some time in nature alone, because that's the way that I end up feeling better and I recharge myself. So, and then another thing, I hope I'm not talking too much, but I met my husband on social media. It's a long story, but we met 20 years ago, 21 years ago, but we reconnected almost 5.5 years ago on social media, and now we're married. See, so you can also meet somebody or get reconnected with somebody. Although, I will say this, you can present whatever you want to be on social media, though. So if you're not coming from a truthful, authentic place of who you are, then people should be aware that certain people, if you know, are dishonest about who they are too. So you do have to get to know people, but that's not who I am. So I don't bring in people that are that way, if that makes sense. And I'm sorry because I'm talking so much. Help me with the second question.
Well, you answered the first part, and the second one is social media. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Did that impact your career?
Yes, it has impacted my career. But I will tell you something else that has impacted my career more, though, is what you're doing, is networking, showing up. I'm going to be singing at Carnegie Hall on May 21st. The Mabel Mercer Foundation, which promotes the art of cabaret across the United States and the world. The artistic director, K.T. Sullivan, heard me sing at a master class she was teaching through an organization called Manhattan Association of Cabarets, which is based in New York City. I went and sang at that. She heard me. Then she asked me to sing at Carnegie Hall in this concert. So if I would have just been on social media, I might have not gotten that. So I think it's a combination. I think it's great to be online and show who you are, but I also think you need to get out there and you need to get to know people. And if you're interested in being a singer, go and sing at open mics, sing at a masterclass, a workshop, audition. If you're a business person, network at a business thing. If you're a TV host, then you go out and you, like what you're doing now. We're connecting, but we're also getting to know each other in the business, right?
Right.
So you're doing exactly what I think is great. What's worked for me is both. Going out, showing up, getting to know people, but also promoting and sharing authentically on social media. I haven't found Twitter for me to be extremely useful. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I like to express more than just like a line or two. And you can tell I talk a lot too, but Instagram, Facebook, those have been my favorite, but Facebook has really worked well for me.
No, absolutely. I do have a couple of questions for you off the air.
Yes.
But the first one I'm going to ask you is, how can people follow you? Are you on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram?
Yes. So Instagram is Eugene Ebner, Facebook Eugene Ebner. We have our Ebner Page Productions Facebook page. I have another one called Conversations with Eugene Ebner. So if you Google Eugene Ebner, there's only two that will pop up. There's me, and there's a gentleman that's a doctor who's older than I am, and he's an MD, and he has a practice. So if you Google me and you put Eugene Ebner singer or interviewer, host or whatever, all of my stuff will come up. My websites, it's all on there. Even my Twitter. My Twitter is actually Eugene TV. So it's I primarily use the Twitter when I do the interviews. I'll tweet the interview, or when I do an email blast, it will go directly to Twitter.
All right. And my last question, then we can talk off the air. When I first approached you of being a guest on my talk show, what was your first honest reaction? And after being a guest, how do you feel now, and what do you recommend it to other people?
First of all, because I get inspired, I was actually moved. I was touched. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Wow. And you actually helped me. I got a little, because I'm an emotional person, I got a little emotional. I told my husband, Paul, I said, oh my God, Keith is such an inspiration. This is so cool. And I was like, I love what he's doing. And so you inspired me. I never went to the place of, ugh, what's he doing? Or he's bothering me. Never went to that place, because that's not the way I work, but yeah, I think this is amazing. I think that you open up a safe place for people to share authentically. Like I told you earlier, I've caught myself almost where I feel like I've had to explain myself instead of just saying, this is who I am, this is how I feel, and not have to make excuses for it, or because there's a people pleaser in me. I learned that as a child, and that's not always a negative thing, but I'm always, it's a habit of wanting to please people, and I don't feel that I have to say or do that right now. So I would recommend your show to anyone. I think this has been a great experience, and I also think that you ask really great questions, really, really good questions.
No, I appreciate it. Now, wrapping up the show, I do have a couple questions off the air, but it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road.
Thanks so much, Keith. You're awesome.
Williams. This is Vanessa Lina. I'm Adrian Lalo. This is Cynthia Bastinet. I'm Sonia Fisher. This is Shane Smith. My name is Alexandra Bowie.
My name is Amelia Clover.
Hi, I'm Amy Linden.
Hi, I'm Anita Nicole Brown.
It's Renee Green.
Hi, my name is Asata Caldwell.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brooke.
Hi, I'm Bryn Berg.
Hi, I'm Casey Dunn.
Hi, it's Cassandra Kavinsky.
Hi, I'm Christina Briza.
I'm Cindy Hogan. I'm Courtney Sinello.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
My name is Deborah Jane East.
Hi, my name is Dinah Maasea.
Everyone, I'm Victoria London.
Hi, I'm Heather Crona.
Hi, I'm Heather Callahan Stevens.
Hi, I'm J. Nicole Ralph.
My name is Jamie Petrell.
My name is Julie.
My name is Julia Brankovic.
Kathleen Wills.
Kimberly Amato.
Hi, my name is Laura Putnam.
Hi, I'm Laura Chapanis.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Damas.
This is Michelle Mupo, a.k.a. Fuchsia.
I'm Rachel Olivera.
Hi, my name is Sarah Joy Mount.
Hi, I'm Susan Brender.
Hi, everyone. This is Venus Leone.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Dana.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Herrera, and I was just on the Keith Andrew Network. It was tons of fun. We used up all our time and then some. I really recommend this show, and try to be a guest on Keith's show. It was super fun.